excited to see you all today. I have a special guest with me today. This is Jet Massey of the Hanover College football program. He will be a freshman going into his football career as a college student. Just graduated from the senior year of high school with honors piled up with football being the great that he is. And so today what I'm excited to share with all of you is how we are keeping him going and keeping him at his absolute best so that he can put his mind into his performance as opposed to worrying about putting his mind into recovery. Part of being an athlete means being able to generate all the energy while juggling all the other things on and off the field or on and off the court, whatever sport that you might play. And so the more that we train, the harder we go, the more that we are seeing, especially in youth athletics, we're seeing kids that are going 5, 6, 7 days a week, and they're getting minimal recovery. So they're developing injuries, overuse type injuries at a very young age, which means that we are doing different types of procedures and surgeries on kids that we would normally be doing in professional athletics. So now that Lifepro has come up with all these wonderful devices that we know through clinically based research, through peer reviews, and through physicians working behind the scenes in labs and with these professional athletes, that these types of devices actually work really, really well outside of seeing a therapist. And so one of the wonderful things with Lifepro is we're giving you the option of using these many different devices at home versus having to pay to see a physical therapist or seeing a chiropractor, seeing a physician, seeing a specialist like myself in order to keep yourself on the field. So now that we are all available, I know that we are streaming live here between 3 different platforms. So if you could give me some thumbs up that you are hearing us loud and clear, because we are in a big room, high ceilings, and I have been suffering of some serious congestion going on. It's like the summer cold is going around. But if you're like listening in from YouTube or Facebook or Instagram right now, just give me a thumbs up as to where you're listening from or which part of the region of the country that you're from, because we here are on Eastern Standard Time, so it's like lunchtime here. Whereas many of you might just be getting up from your morning workout and doing your morning routine. I'm seeing Phyllis, super excited to see you. Awesome, fantastic. So, Jet, you've gotten to experience, what position do you play in football?
Defensive end.
He's defensive end. For ladies and gents that are watching that don't follow football, what is your job?
Secure the outside edge and rush the passer.
Okay, and so you're defensive, you're not on offense, you're running defense. Your job is to get the ball back.
Yeah.
Protect the ball. Got it. So what are some normal things that you do in preparation in the weight room or with your team, with your coach? What is a normal day like for you when you are preseason?
So preseason usually Monrovia goes Monday and Thursdays to break up lifting and practice. So usually we work out. Monday would be legs or upper body, and then that would follow with a 2-hour practice. And then the next practice would be the opposite of what we did. So if Monday was legs, Thursday would be upper body, and that would also be followed with a 2-hour practice.
Okay, and 2-hour practice is full pads, full scrimmage, full on hitting.
Full go.
We're not wearing flags. We're like not running around with our helmets off. We're actually full grind, hitting like 30 miles an hour, like not head on head, but for the most part, we're hitting bodies like 30 miles an hour, like impact, because they're going so hard in their high school because they don't know the difference, right? They're all wanting that starting string position. And being small town, Friday Night Lights is what everybody in the community does. Like nobody does anything outside of Friday Night Lights. It's like if you're not at Friday Night Lights, then you're sitting home watching movies with your retired spouse, right? Or
something like that.
Friends, something like that. So what is something that you have discovered, because you and I have been working together for about a year now, what is one of your favorite things at coming to Kivik Kinetic Solutions and getting to experience with Lifepro?
Some of the things that I personally enjoyed that I've noticed in my recovery and my performance would be the platforms to shake out everything. And then I'm a big fan of the boots to help like compress everything and flush out my legs, because legs are for go, arms are for show.
Ooh, do that rhyme time again.
Legs are for go, arms are for show.
I like it. He's all about the gun show, right? Sun's out, guns out, right? Get what I'm saying? Okay. And how tall are you?
I am 6'3", 245 pounds.
6'3", 245 pounds.
25.
Oh, my bad. Say that one more time.
6'3", 225
Thank you. I'm a little person compared to him, right? So the question that many of you might be thinking is, okay, does one size of boots fit everybody? And the answer is?
Yes.
Yes. Because we were you in the facility the day that one of the football players, I won't mention his name, but he had a set of boots on, and he's a larger lineman, and he decided to bring his knees to his chest and went total backwards flip.
I do remember that.
And he was able to fit in the boots no problem.
Oh yeah.
And he's lifting some pretty heavy weight in the weight room.
Oh yeah, he is.
Like we're pushing like 300 to 500 pounds depending on the lift.
Easily.
Okay. So we got boots, we got the platform. Some of the other things that I wanted to feature here today with Lifepro that I use every day with clients. Jet talked about being in the weight room. And one of the things that we just released last Friday was our product launch for that is the PowerFlow X. And it is a 55-pound max capacity adjustable dumbbell. You've seen we have had a lot of adjustable dumbbells released in the past. This one specifically is 55 pounds. You can adjust from 5 pounds to 55 pounds. So mom wants to work out at home with you, only have money for one set of dumbbells because they're $150, $149.99 for one dumbbell versus having to buy an entire set of dumbbells, which could cost hundreds or thousands. But how much space do you have at home?
Probably the max space I'd have is like the size of a garage that fits one car.
Okay, so not much room.
Not a lot.
And so as many of you might be able to see here, the dumbbell set, this one dumbbell is right here. Like, what size shoe do you wear?
I wear 13 and a half.
I'm curious. How big is your foot compared to that dumbbell?
It might be a little bit bigger, but not bad.
About a time and a half, right? We like having fun. Anyhow, what's nice about this though is your mom, how old is your mom?
She is going into her mid-60s.
Mid-60s and is not an avid gym goer. So if she wants to participate with Jet having some family time, we just load her up to 5 pounds and we're ready to rock. But if Jet's like, man, I got to get my repetitions in too, we're doing some family bonding, we just adjusted that to 45 pounds. Go ahead and lift that up out of the cradle there. And now we're at 45 pounds just that fast. So it goes in different increments. We go, he's not actually used that before. That was his first time I like picking it up without an adjustment. But we start at 5, we go from 5 to 15 to 25 to 35 to 45 to 55. So we start at 5, and then from 5 to 15, we just keep adding 10-pound increments at a time on each end. We only have one slider adjustment bar on this one. So as you've seen in the past, some of our other dumbbell sets that we have, you have to adjust both ends, or you have to pop out the ends and rotate the spinning handle in the middle. This does have a metal steel handle, and then we just have one slider that determines the weight, so you only have to adjust one end, okay? So, adjustable dumbbells. We are rolling with that one. That is the newest release. We just released that on Friday last week. PowerFlow X, $149.99, only comes with one, so you want to make sure you order 2. And if you happen to be watching this in the future, you happen to see this after we've already recorded it, if you use the code AMBER10 as your discount code, if they allow you a discount code, then you can knock a little extra change off of the set. Any of these products, if they're not being sold on a special right now, you can use that discount code and it'll give you extra little discount off the price, the low price. All right, now you come in. Do you ever use the foam roller in order to prepare to take the field or to recover from the field?
Usually both, honestly, because in that sense you can't do too much. There's no such thing as being too mobile.
Correct. And so have you actually ever had a chance to use a vibrating foam roller?
I have not.
He has gotten to use like the hard foam rollers, the ones that don't look so comfortable to use. Some athletes actually use PVC pipe. Can you imagine using PVC pipe to like roll out your muscles in order to get you loosey-goosey? We talk in the performance world about pliability, not so much of mobility, flexibility, stretching out muscles, but we talk about pliability, which is the ability to mold and shift muscles around into like loosey-goosey, laffy-taffy kind of Gumby without being able to micro-tear. So one of the great things about using the foam roller, the Surger foam roller, it's a vibrating foam roller. It has 4 different speeds, and we've got several different levels of battery. So it'll keep track of your battery over 5 different lights. 20% at a time. Just use it, you plug it in here on the end, and then it plugs into the wall. One of the great things about using this with connective tissue, what we call fascia is what holds the entire human body together as one unit, is fascia is really happy with vibration. That's why the vibration platforms are really effective at providing relief to pain on an instant level. That's why the massage guns have made such a surge in the world of human performance as well as pain relief, is because the vibration that we experience with that, but also foam rollers with vibration. We can actually vibrate that connective tissue, a lot of IT band. However, if we have a traditional foam roller, you don't want to use a traditional foam roller for using the IT band. Otherwise, it makes it more aggravated. So vibration is very stimulating and relieving to the IT band, which is that thick piece of connective tissue here on the outside of the hip, connecting the upper part of the hip to right at the junction of the knee. So I'm going to let you play around with this. We're going to move the camera around onto the floor. And so you see we have 4 different lights that are lit up here. On the other end, we not only have a timer, but the red button is what turns the unit on.
Okay.
Are you a guy that likes a little bit of vibration or a lot of vibration?
I'll say a little bit.
Okay. We're gonna go half the intensity. So just, you can use the space as you see it, and you just get down and do you. And I'm just gonna move the camera a little bit closer too. And if you have any questions, yeah, this is the Surger roller. The Surger roller. All right, what are you feeling? And remember, when we are foam rolling, we only want to foam roll 1 inch per second.
1 inch per second.
1 inch per second in order to be effective with it. And so I have not officially taught Jet how to foam roll out his entire body. He's just going with what he knows. So the whole point of mentioning that is that you don't have to be a seasoned athlete and know exactly what you're doing in order to be successful with this treatment. You can take it directly out of the box, put it on the ground, and just roll around on it and just see how it makes you feel. If you have sciatica or if you have any kind of back or hip pain, I've already done some tutorial videos on YouTube that you can go back through and watch start to finish as to how you can use the different Lifepro products for the relief of sciatica or that deep nagging pain high up in your butt, literally pain in the butt. But you don't have to be an expert in order to be able to use one of the foam rollers directly out of the box. You just grab it and just wherever it makes you feel good, you just rock and roll. The most important thing is that hard pressure, grinding, and deeper is not always better. So if you have pain when you're using the foam roller in certain areas, we don't ever want to roll over bony prominences. We don't ever want to roll over tendons that are a little more exposed than others. And we don't want to push so hard that it's uncomfortable. If you have to tense up because it's uncomfortable, you're going in the wrong direction. Less is better. How's that feel?
Feels pretty good.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next device. And so the next device that I'm going to introduce to all of you is the Sonic LX massage gun. This is my favorite massage gun for sending with athletes on the road, meaning that they can use any one of these attachment points. He has used some of these in the training room when he comes in, but even when he's on the sidelines. Have you ever gotten a calf cramp or a hip cramp? Yeah. And so what happens?
It just tightens up. So last season during Beach Grove, my left calf cramped so bad I literally thought I tore it.
Okay, and so what happens when you apply vibration to it?
It loosens up.
Loosens up. It's very calming, very stimulating. So we are going to turn this bad boy on. That's on a level 3 of a total of level of 9 different levels. And so we'll have you back up just a little bit. Just show us what you would do. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a little leg up. Little leg up. Just put that leg on up there and just show us what you would do for your calf. And I'm going to bring you in close in person to him. So you're going to see the camera moving. We're going to get really close and detailed in person here. And again, I have not officially taught him how to do this. He is just going with what he knows, doing what gives him some extra relief. So what happens, Jet, when you're doing that and you go to point and flex your toes? What happens? Oh, tightens up. So if you're wanting to do it with the calf fully lengthened out versus shortened, you can move your toes and move your foot in a pumping formation. And then you can also bend the knee, which unlocks it at the knee where it inserts across. And you just work with whatever makes you feel comfortable. Kind of like I said earlier, if you're doing it for relief, 1 inch per second. If we're doing it to use as a performance enhancement in order to rev the system up, we're going to go a little faster. So there's been times you've come in to get taped for football on a Friday night. And before we get you taped and ready, what do I have you guys do?
Shake out.
Shake out, or we use the vibration gun, whatever massage gun we're using. The Sonic LX is my favorite though, because if you happen to get a cramp in the back of your neck from sitting in school all day, because you still have to go to school on Fridays, right, you have the ability to actually reach over your shoulder without having to have somebody do it to you. I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull him away from this because he's feeling so good. You keep doing what you're doing there. I'm gonna go back up here to the front where we can show off more and more of these wonderful gadgets, because 'tis the time to be talking about recovery and how Lifepro makes all the difference with recovery tools. All right, we are super crooked. We like to adjust on the go. All right, there we go. I'm using a different kind of dock for visual today, so hopefully we stay where we're at there. All right. Ooh, we are super crooked. Sorry, guys. Adjusting as we can. Jet, does that look level to you?
The right side would be up.
There we go.
Right.
Okay, perfect. All right. Now, the next thing that I've been showing, if you go onto social media feed, whether it's through my page or through Lifepro's page, you're going to see me using this BioHeal red light therapy, near-infrared light therapy device often. I've got a couple of individuals that are coming in with spinal stress fractures. We've got some that are coming in with tennis elbow. I had an individual that came in yesterday that she took a softball right here to the forearm and protecting her face. She's a pitcher. She released the ball. The batter hit the ball, line drive right back at her face. She put her arm up to block her face, even though she had a face guard on. It was a defensive mechanism. And you can see the stitches of the ball in her forearm. We went through some different modalities yesterday, one of them being vibration, but also the red light therapy makes a huge difference in not only reducing oxidative stress, but also regenerate stem cell production in the body. Fascia is made up of elastin and collagen fibers. And so if we are needing to reproduce or realign or restructure our fascial connective tissue, if we have red light therapy, it definitely gives us a bigger advantage at doing that. And the amount of research on how it works clinically and how they've been using it not only in NASA but also in the medical world is profound as to the results in benefiting patients and home users for not only getting better with recovery but also anti-aging. So I'm going to turn this on because the camera is coming in the direction of the lights. I don't have to wear the eye protection, but you'll see in the photos that I share with Lifepro and their social media feeds that you're going to see me wearing glasses, because when we have the red light therapy devices on, especially these really powerful ones, we've got this one, and then we've got another device called the LumiCare Light Therapy Torch. And it's just basically 3 of these bulbs that are in like a little flashlight about yay long. And when you're using that for little small areas, you still have to wear the eye protection because your eyes don't respond very well in looking directly into the light. But because we are going to be showing the light into the camera, you guys are safe because you're on the other side of the camera, right? So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. Because Jet is behind me, we don't have to worry about him being blinded by the light. There's a saying, right? Blinded by the light. But right now we've got this at full power. You can do two different levels. So we have the red light and the near infrared are both on at the same time. Near infrared light is naked to the human eye. So you might look at this and wonder if the lights are broken, when indeed that they're actually on, you just can't see it to the human eye. And then once we turn off the near infrared, now you're just seeing red light. And then now you're just seeing near infrared. So you might see these little light colors, lighter colors versus the bright lights. Now we're just near infrared. And then now we are getting both. Okay. So you have a variety of using that. The idea is to be 6 inches to a foot away, depending on what body part you're trying to access directly. But not only that, we also want to make sure if we are trying to change the overall response to the human body on a cellular level, we want to make sure to influence as many cells as possible through as much radiation exposure of the red light and the near infrared light. So in other words, if it's beneficial for you to hang this up on a wall or post it on a wall, or you have it sitting out where it's at now, but we are standing several feet away so that we're getting so much more stimulation, lighting up majority of the body, not on a concentrated level, but just trying to get more volume of body versus more local. So local versus global. When we go local, we're trying to fix one specific area or two. When we're going global, we're trying to change the overall concentration of red light and near infrared light stimulation to the entire body on a cellular level, because we're again trying to regenerate those stem cells in production. We're trying to enhance and change how our fascial connective tissue responds, but we're also trying to reduce oxidative stress, which causes our body higher levels of stress hormone, causes us to age faster and higher levels of pain. So if you are suffering of an autoimmune disease, this is a great option for having at home. You don't have to be an athlete. Just having a form of autoimmune disease, one of more than 80 different disease conditions that are stress-induced, oxidative-induced. If we can lower those stress hormones, those stress levels, those oxidation levels, those cellular levels by using red light and near infrared light, you're going to feel better without having to resort to a pill or some kind of form of medication or treatment. So this, from the convenience of your home, this is called the BioHeal. We were sold out of them right shortly after we launched them. They are now back in stock, fully available with a full lifetime warranty, so that you can use them anytime you want. Now let's talk about dosing guidelines. Depending on what your scenario is, for individuals who are suffering of deep pain at the spinal level, so if we've got spinal stenosis, if we've got any kind of lumbar issue in the spine, disc bulge, disc herniation, we've got spinal stress fractures or stress reaction, or maybe we just have a spinal strain, you're going to want to aim more for 30 minutes twice a day. Once in the morning for 30 minutes, once in the evening for 30 minutes. You can do too much. You won't feel too much, but ideally, if you can keep it at 30-minute increments, twice a day, depending on the concentration of the light. So my suggestion is, when you receive the BioHeal, there are going to be recommendations and guidance, suggestions, recommendations in your user manual. Go through the manual and make sure you read the manual start to finish before posting your questions on any of our forums or online or contacting customer service, because you might find the answers are already listed in the user manual. For those of you who have already ventured out to buy the textbooks or the resource books that are available on Amazon on how red light therapy works, there are multiple different dosing guidelines and recommendations based on the intensity of the lights. You're going to see with this type of intensity, we have big, powerful, concentrated bulbs, whereas with the Aleva red light therapy belt, this has not only infrared, but it also has red light. These little bulbs are a lot smaller, less concentrated, so you can wear this in the car while you're riding. And I have a lot of athletes right now that are doing that. We've got nationals for volleyball, we've got nationals for softball and baseball going on right now. And so athletes are traveling cross country because of the way the flight situations right now with flights being canceled or limited resources. So if you can travel with this wrapped around your back, you can also use it if you are in flight mode. You're perfectly safe to carry this through security. Just let them know it's a medical device, and you're good to go. But I'm going to go ahead and plug this in and show you the difference in intensity between the Aleva red therapy bulbs and the BioHeal therapy bulbs. And if you're not an athlete and you're just wanting to improve your complexion, we've talked about that with Jet. You can't see him up top because he cut his head off there, so you have to squat down. We'll get back in the weight room, do some squats. Let's go, man. He deals with acne, with cystic acne, and so that probably has bothered you. You've done Accutane in the past, right?
Right.
Well, red light therapy actually can fill in some of those acne scars because it regenerates those cells to produce, but it also helps to realign your connective tissue, which is how our body kind of works. It's really kind of fascinating how the body heals itself, how it fixes. So we're going to go ahead and turn this Aleva Red light therapy belt on. And we've got 4 different levels of intensity. We might turn it on today. It came back borrowed, and it might be needing a charge. Okay, well, we're not going to be using our red light therapy belt today because it is dead at the moment. But anyhow, when it works, like I said, this will be a first for me, but it came back from being on borrowed time, so it could be that my other external battery is dead too. So anyhow, lots of little lights, lots of big lights, different concentration, different levels of therapy for actual time. I tell my clients that are using this in the car ride, wear it for 30 minutes, put it directly to your skin, wrap it around your waist. You can also wrap it around an ankle. We had one of your teammates dislocated his foot ankle, had to have plates and screws put in. We were doing this immediately before surgery, immediately after surgery, recovered. We couldn't keep him off of it because he was so far ahead of schedule. Anyhow, lots of recovery at home without having to use a therapist. So, but we've got 2 other devices that Jet here absolutely loves. One of them is the whole body vibration platform, and one of them are the air compression boots behind me. We're not going to put him through that, or we'll be here all afternoon, because we could put him through 30 minutes of this, an hour of this, an hour of that. But I want to show you with him on the vibration platforms. You can see behind me right now, we've got several different loungers that are set up with the boots that are set up ready to go. Reason being is because we are hosting a national championship volleyball team. In the next 30 minutes, they're going to be here. We've got 7, 8 different loungers that are set up. So they're going to come in. They're going to get on a vibration platform for 20 to 30 minutes and flush out toxins. And then they're going to get in the boots behind us, and they're going to lounge back, and we're going to do some mental coaching, thinking about their performance that they're getting ready to go into this coming weekend. They won the national championships for AAU volleyball down at the ESPN Zone in Florida at Disney. And they're taking on, in Indianapolis, the USA Volleyball Championships coming up this weekend. And they've already earned their 2nd national bid, won the championship at the national level just last week, and going into the 2nd national championship of the month. So part of being the best athlete you can be is train hard and recover harder. So I'm going to put Jet on one of the platforms. You can see what he does. He and I have been working together for the last year. During football season, it was about 3 days a week, sometimes more. Yeah, every week. And then he would come in, and he just kind of does his own thing. He kind of knows what to do after me coaching him through some of that. But if you have questions on how you can use these different devices at home for different ailments, different aches and pains, if you are a runner and you're trying to improve plantar fasciitis or sciatica or hamstring strain, if you go on YouTube and type in Lifepro, and then if you look Amber up with Lifepro and whatever you're looking for, whether it's back hip pain, whether it's knee pain, core stabilization, pelvic floor, SI joint, there's so many different things that we have covered through shoulders, all different kinds of programs that are available for free at your fingertips if you go to YouTube and locate those. When else fails, go to the Facebook VIP group and type in your question. And somebody, one of our individuals behind the scenes that takes all the calls, all the comments, will post a video or will send you to the right direction that you're looking for, so that we at Lifepro can give you the opportunity to be the absolute best version of yourself possible through our resources in the convenience of your home without costing you a fortune. So without further ado, let's go on over to a platform. Do you have a preference of which one?
I do not. I enjoy both.
Okay, go pick out your one and I will lead us over. He likes the Pro. That's the one he chose. So ladies and gentlemen, you've got access to all these different platforms, and he chose the Pro. This is his favorite. So we're going to set him up so you can see. He knows how to turn it on. He knows what he likes. Doesn't get much better than that. I don't have to do any kind of coaching because he knows what he wants. and we're kind of chopping your head off because you're like really, really tall. Let's do this. Let's have you step off. We'll back you up just a tad so everybody can see you because you're a superstar. We don't want to cut your head off because you're awesome. We want everybody to be able to see what you're doing. Okay. All right. Now we're talking. There we go. Take it away, Jet. Show us what you like to do. Okay, Phyllis, how long do you use the red light therapy a day? It depends. If you're just wanting to do it for anti-aging and you're using it on your face for fine lines and wrinkles, you can do it once a day. You can do it first thing in the morning when you roll out. The BioHeal has a 10-minute entry-level timer that it is by default starts at 10 minutes. I believe it goes up to 30 minutes if I'm not mistaken, but might be wrong on that. They can clarify that. And then, oh, you're dealing with some sinus congestion, aren't you?
A little bit.
As of I. So that was the other thing I wanted to share with you. So one little secret. My facility manager has been under the weather this last week, and I have been under the weather this last week with major congestion. It's in our chest. It's not feeling good. And it sounds like yours is kind of in your sinuses as well as in your chest.
Oh yeah, I've got a lot of drainage going on.
A lot of drainage. So one thing that works really well that you can do if you have a massage gun at home is you can take a massage gun. If you've got a child that has got croup, or you've got a child that is suffering from cardiorespiratory congestion, upper respiratory, you can take this on a very low level setting. So we're going to start with a level 1, okay? And we're just going to take it onto your back. Because what is underneath of your shoulders here? Your lungs. And if your lungs are getting vibration, and if you got junk in your lungs that are trying to break free, then if we're able to break some of that free, then you're able to mobilize it out of your garbage disposal system, which we call our lymphatic system in the human body. But not only that, how does that make you feel?
It feels really relaxing, like a massage.
Really relaxing. Okay, now if I crank up the intensity, what does that do? Is that overstimulating, not as comfortable?
It's not as comfortable.
Okay.
It's just a little too much.
A little too much. So that being said, if you are somebody who is wanting to work on getting the phlegm out of your body, I'm going through that same situation right now, just very gently using low level intensity. If it feels like it's bouncing around because it's bouncing off of hard areas, try and take it on a different angle. So instead of directly on, take it from an angle and just allow it to float, okay? Because it's not how hard we push, it's how much vibration we're able to stimulate. But that's how you feels really good. If you cough while you're doing it, it's okay. Like you're eliminating the junk in the trunk, right? Not the trunk, but the junk up here, right? So again, we're kind of bouncing around here. So if you're bouncing around and if it's not good enough for you and you don't have somebody to use on you, increase that intensity just a little bit, and less pressure goes a long way. And in doing that, you can break through some of the junk in your lungs if you are dealing with post-COVID symptoms, just really having a hard time grasping the ability to breathe without feeling congestion. A lot in some of the hospitals, they've got rotating beds that are trying to keep fluids from settling in one space. Vibration does some of the same thing. It creates a micro twitch in the body, eliminating some of the stuff that shouldn't be collecting there. Oh, fantastic, Cindy. Thank you so much for commenting. So Cindy says, as a respiratory therapist, we use something similar for the same reason. Thank you so much for sharing that expertise on your end. Like I've had pneumonia 3 times in my life, and there's nothing worse when you have stuff of congestion that's just settling and you can't get it out. And you're trying to breathe and you're taking the meds and you're pushing fluids, but you just can't get it out. Super gentle, goes a long way. Just make sure that you're pushing fluids so that your body has something to use to eliminate those molecules that are settling in the respiratory system. How are you feeling?
Pretty good.
He's having a good time. Hey, if any of you have any questions, please feel free to post. This being said, I got to come in and join you because I like to have some recovery time too. We all work hard. And one of my favorite devices, like I said, I love the Axis compression boots. We use those a lot in my facility. We are a recovery-based sports medicine facility, so we work with not only performance athletes, but also the general population. young and old, all the way from 5 all the way up to 90, all different levels of ability. I've got a gentleman who is close to 350 pounds who can fit in the Axis air compression boots. We've got 4 different modes of intensity on those, and 4 modes of massage, with up to 16 different programs that you can use to customize how the boots work. And if you have an individual that can't get the boots all the way up into their hip, then you just simply turn off that chamber so that that chamber doesn't provide extra compression, and just use the chambers that you need. 4 chambers: foot, ankle, leg, and thigh. So those are his favorite. We use the zero gravity lounger, so you just lay back so the spine is at neutral, and it works pumping fluids, lymphatic channels up towards the midline of the body so that the body can continue to heal itself because of the environment we're providing. How's that feel on you? That's another really good one for respiratory distress, is just putting your hands on the unit on a low level setting and just letting it shake you a little bit. Feeling good?
Feeling great.
Awesome. So everything in this room, Jet, that you have had a chance to use, the vibration platform and the boots are your favorite?
I would say, yeah.
Awesome. I would have to concur with that. So until next time, we will have another fantastic guest coming on board. Each time I can gather them up as they come along. But if you have questions, please feel free to resort to our Facebook VIP page, and you can contact customer service support at lifeprofitness.com if you have very specific questions, specifically into the warranty, or something is not working. We want to make sure that you're able to use your device. Most all of the Lifepro devices are guaranteed with a limited lifetime warranty. So if you buy it for yourself, gift it to somebody else, or if your device stops working, we will take care of you. Just make sure and contact us and let us know that we need to be of service to you. Otherwise, we don't know how to help you. And as always, we're always coming out with new products, so make sure and stay tuned to our different lives between Debbie and Rosanna and myself, and those that are up and becoming. And we look forward to giving you the ability to be the best version of yourself possible by not only optimizing recovery, but also promoting endurance, strength training, overall wellness, and pain relief. So have a wonderful day, and thanks again for being here.